Hello, everyone of the internet. Welcome to a magical episode of the Creative Differences podcast, where we're having trouble letting go of spooky season. I'm Dallas, and it is not Christmas time, so everybody calm down with that.
I'm Colin, and let's be honest, Thanksgiving isn't a season. It's one day where you have some bomb ass food and then we all move the fuck on. It might as well be Christmas time.
And I'm Demi, just trapped in the middle of this holiday war. How are you guys doing today? Welcome to our Fancast Friday. Today we are going to be fancasting Hocus Pocus. I feel like somebody requested this. This wasn't
Yes.
something that was initially on our list.
No. I was going to say shout out to Brandon of Crown Digital and Nadia of Friendship with me and Brandon's girlfriend. I love you both. Thank you for this idea. You're dope.
Yeah, spooky season is over, but we're really gonna fully cap it off with this.
Yeah. So before we officially kill spooky season, please like and subscribe, because if this podcast makes us famous, I can probably quit my job and do this for a living.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Right?
Absolutely.
All right, guys, let's do this. Rules of the game. There are no rules for this one. You guys are free to cast whoever you want to cast.
If you're listening on Spotify or Apple, thanks to Crown Digital, head on over to YouTube, where Demi has inserted pictures of the witches and the teenagers and the cat and all that fun stuff. Hocus Pocus.
All right, guys, let's jump into our first character, Max Dennison, the virgin who lights the black flame candle. He's the new kid in town, just trying to survive Halloween night with 3 witches chasing after him. Max is brave and determined, but also moody and tries to be too cool for his own good. Dallas, who you got?
I have Jaden Martell, and I have Jaden Martell for 3 reasons. If you don't know who that is, he is the main kid from It, Bill, the one who was stuttering.
There's a main kid?
Yeah, Bill, the one who
Yeah, I
was
just
stuttering.
always thought because it's a group, how would you have a main kid?
Because the little kid that gets eaten by the clown in the beginning is his little brother.
Oh, okay.
Segue. That movie is part of the reason why I chose him, because he has those big brother vibes. And, Max is a big brother who wants to protect his little sister from creepy creatures that want to eat her. Also, he's a very good actor. And least importantly, he kind of looks like someone could jack his shoes without a lot of problems.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like Jaden seems like a great kid, but I feel like if someone ran up on him for his shoes, they wouldn't have a lot of trouble with it. Moving on.
Colin, who you got?
All right. My Max is Wolfgang Novogratz, who has like
Hey.
the coolest name. Also, have you seen the names of his siblings? Because I just found them and they're wild.
I have not. What are their names?
Okay, so he's Wolfgang, which he's named after Mozart, because that's really weird, and that's something you do to a child.
Yeah.
Then you have Bellamy, which is fine.
I love Bellamy.
Tallulah, which is also fine. Then you have Breaker. Then you have Five. Their child's name is Five. Then you have Hollider. I don't know how you say that. And then you have Major.
I love this. This is great. This
I'm
feeds
completely
into
fine until I hit 5, and then I lose it.
You were fine with Breaker?
Breaker's like, it's silly, but I can be okay with it. I can learn to be okay with it.
Colin.
It's when you name your child 5.
Colin.
Yeah.
I hope 5 is the 5th child, because there's 7
Well, yes.
of them.
Okay, so what it
There are
is
7?
is the number
Yes.
5 came about as a name because Robert, the dad, would always say, let's go for number 5, and have the kids chant it, which is creepy as shit. When I got pregnant, we started calling it 5, and then when it turned out I was having twins again, we started saying 5 has a friend, and so they just went with it.
Time out.
What up, dude?
He was saying, let's go for 5. What was the context of that?
He
5
wanted
kids.
a 5th kid, I guess?
No, like when would he chant it? When he was about to go raw his wife?
I don't know. That's not
I don't think he
stated here.
chanted it.
I thought let's go for 5 was like a thing. He said the kids would chant it, right? 5?
Yes.
Let's go for 5?
Yes.
So what I'm picturing, thanks to you,
Yeah.
is a man about to go raw his wife, and his family is chanting, let's go for 5. Let's go for 5.
See, what I'm imagining is, because there are 4 kids at the present, right? And they're going for 5. So what it is you've got 2 on either side of the bedroom door. Not either side, like inside, outside. I mean, like 1, 2 left, 2 right outside the door, and they're chanting like as he walks in.
That's much worse.
Well, Jordan Peele, make a movie.
It sounds like an Ari Aster movie.
Ooh, you know what? Yes, it does.
Stop,
It's
please.
also a bunch of white
Wolfgang.
people, so definitely
Yes.
Ari Aster.
Also, before
Anyway,
we get to Wolfgang, I just want to say that you were reading those names and it sounded like you were reading an esports team roster.
oh my god, yeah.
And Breaker playing Fortnite. Whatever.
To be
Pretty
fair,
much.
this really feeds into high school me's obsession with giving characters really strange names.
High school you're acting like you grew out of that, my dude.
I
You
don't still
didn't.
give no, I've gotten more normal and I don't
Honey.
like it. I don't like it.
Honey. Mm-mm.
I need to go back to being really strange with the
Still giving them
names.
all these Star Wars names that don't make any goddamn
To
sense.
be fair,
Anyway,
it made me the perfect person to come up with Star Wars names though,
yeah, but
which is
like, what
great.
a very niche skill.
You know what? If I ever get to write a Star Wars movie.
No, yeah, totally.
Anyway,
Anyway, we've
Wolfgang.
gotten way
Yeah.
off track.
Tell us about freaking future Wolfgang Kill Them All.
What? Yeah, I think he's a little old and a little big. Like the last thing I saw him in, he was playing a high schooler, and it was like, my dude, no, that doesn't
He's
really work.
23.
But at
I've
the
only
same
ever
time,
I've only ever seen him play high schoolers.
right. But I think because I hadn't really seen him in that much, and when I saw him in something that came out like 2 weeks ago, it was like, dude, no, you are too large to be a high schooler. Unless he wasn't I wasn't actually sure. I think he was a high school. No, he was because they saw each other at school. Yeah. But anyway, point is, he's a great actor and he looks like, your average charming white, which I feel like is what you get most often in movies because,
Also,
but
I
I
think
like him.
so
What's
I'm
up?
just picturing like with him being a grown ass man.
Yeah.
If he's gonna have bullies in your version of the movie, they gotta be like
Oh, they got to be
real
giants.
big.
Yeah.
They gotta be big, like
I got to cast like Shaq.
in their late 20s. Like, oh man.
Got to cast some
Wolfgang.
bodybuilders.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, yeah, that's me.
All right, so I guess that means it's my turn, and I'm going to steer away from the direction you guys went. I chose Aubrey Joseph, who is most well known for the show Cloak and Dagger.
Is he the main dude?
Yes, he is Cloak, aka Tyrone Johnson. I loved him on Cloak and Dagger. I thought he was great as Tyrone. Especially that works out for me because Tyrone is kind of a moody teenager throughout most of the series. And so that means it works out well because Max is pretty moody most of the time. So I think Aubrey does the drama really well, and I think that would make him like Max is kind of, I want to say he's kind of the straight man of the movie. Like everything around him is really ridiculous, but he's still kind of normal, but he has to make everybody else believe that all of this crazy stuff is happening. Not everybody, obviously not the three people who are accompanying him, but the rest of the town he's trying to convince that all of this craziness is happening. But he's completely serious about it the entire time.
Another important question.
Yes.
Did they ever play the song Tyrone and Cloak and Dagger?
I don't think so.
Man, missed opportunity.
But also I watched a short film today with Aubrey Joseph in it called, I believe it's called The High Bridge, which I really recommend. Super, super great. And it's super short as well because it's a short film. And he was just really good in that. And somebody pointed out that like his acting, he acts like he's normal. Like it feels authentic. He's not, it doesn't feel like he's trying. He's just effortlessly authentic, which I think is really, really nice. And I think that would work out for Max pretty well. Also, I really wanted to cast a Black actor for this for reasons that will be mentioned later on in this podcast. But yeah, Aubrey Joseph, that is who I chose for Max. Plus, when he shaves, he looks like a teenager, and I've only ever seen him play a teenager for the most part. And also, we just have to cover up his tattoos, but it's fall in the movie anyway, so just put a jacket on him and call it a day.
You can be a teenager with tattoos.
He's got like a full sleeve and like a half sleeve, so it's a little too much.
You never know, man. You never know.
Nah, especially because he's got to get his shoes jacked by somebody. Like, I gotta
That's my thing.
believe
Tattoos
that.
don't make you less jackable.
I mean, dude
It's
named
a little
Tyrone
hard.
with a full sleeve. That's
Well, he's not named Tyrone in the movie.
once
No,
you've been
but it's
named
a- it's a-
Tyrone, you're always named Tyrone. That name sticks with you. You got Tyrone
Oh my
energy for
goodness.
the rest of your career.
Also, he's a rapper, so if he wants to do a song for the credit sequence, that's also dope too. Make a Halloween track. We need more Halloween music out there.
Oh yeah, I was looking at my cast and my soundtrack is gonna slap. Like
Oh
I'm
yeah, so is
excited for
mine,
this.
dude.
I'm excited for this movie that's never gonna happen.
Exactly. All right, next up on our list is Dani Dennison, Max's precocious younger sister. Dani just wants to enjoy Halloween with her older brother and may just end up getting her essence taken by some witches instead. Dani is compassionate and fearless, unafraid to tell you about yourself. Dallas, who'd you choose?
I'm actually glad that you brought up authenticity with Tyrone because that was a big reason why I picked my Danny, who is Ariana Greenblatt. And
Ah,
Who?
yes. She's
yes,
from Infinity War.
Who? Okay, you listed a movie with every actor under the frickin' sun, and you think I'm gonna be able to pick someone out, girl?
There is like one child in that
Girl,
movie. She plays younger Gamora.
isn't
Ariana
Oh no,
Greenblatt is
she
younger than
wouldn't be.
Gamora.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. That's dope. But the reason I picked her is because I saw her in Love and Monsters with Dylan O'Brien.
Oh, is she the little girl in that?
Yeah, she's Minnow, and she's
Oh yeah, she's
fantastic.
great.
Yeah, like Kayla and I were both like, "Yo, this girl is amazing," and she had a very authentic, like kid sister kind of feel to her in a way that, like the way that she would react to things and the way she would deliver lines and like show her like emotions. I was like, this feels so real, and it makes sense because she's actually a kid, but it didn't feel like. It's probably also like a credit to the writing of the movie that it's probably not written by somebody who doesn't know how kids act anymore. But she was fantastic, and I don't know a lot of young girl actresses, but even if I did, I would probably pick her anyway because she's dope. So that's my Danny, Ariana Greenblatt. Moving on.
All right,
Colin.
it's me. So, I guess I'm going with this family adopted at least one of these children because, like, I thought of Danny, I think, before I thought of Max, and it was like they both work really well, and I like her too much to not cast her. So, my Danny is Faith C. Herman, who played
Aw,
Darla in Shazam.
nicely done.
Oh,
I cast her
her.
because she played Darla, because Darla's great.
Yeah, she was nice. She was a sweet kid.
Yeah, she's really adorable, and I want to see her in more things. And this feels like a good way for her to be like she's kind of like Darla, but also a bit what's the word? More precocious maybe?
I
Danny
mean, I
is?
did describe her as precocious, so
Okay, cool. Yeah, then we're on the same page. And I would like to see Facey Herman do that. I feel like she has the range. Plus, like I said, I just want to see her more because she's adorable. And I don't know if she'll be in Shazam 2. I would assume so,
Yo,
but I
she
don't
was
know.
she was in that battle rap movie I watched a few years ago.
Really? Doing what? Tell me she was rapping. You don't have to
Oh,
tell me the truth. Just tell me she was rapping.
yes, she was rapping.
Excellent. Thank you.
She was she was spitting bars, just bodying niggas left and right. But for those who are actually curious, she was the daughter of one of the main characters.
Well, anyway, now I'm imagining that she's a really good rapper. So that just adds to my casting. So, yeah, absolutely.
Good. Your soundtrack is gonna slap too,
Oh, yeah.
because you got Wolfgang, which also the joke I made earlier. Wolfgang is part of the full name of Odd Future with that long ass acronym they have.
Uh huh.
Odd Future Wolfgang kill them all because apparently they're a bunch of preteens. Moving on.
awesome. All right, so my Danny is a young actress who's I found one who happens to be around the right age, which is like Danny's like 8. Her name is Jordana Blake, who I know as younger Dutch and Anila on Killjoys. She was the youngest Allison on Umbrella Academy, but she's probably most well known for playing Hannah on The Handmaid's Tale, which I also enjoy. So, yeah, she's like one of my favorite child actresses. I just keep seeing her like all over the place, and it's great. Like I said, she's around the right age. She's super adorable, and I think that she could really pull off like Danny's precocious attitude, just like the way that she is. And it would be a bigger role than I'm used to seeing her in. I would love to see her in a much larger role because on Handmaid's Tale, even though her character is important, she's important because her mother is trying to find her in this really messed up freaking country. So you don't get to see her often because we're trying to find her. But yeah, Jordana Blake is my choice for Danny. Next up on our list is Allison, the rich girl from school that Max has a crush on. Allison takes Max and Danny to the Sanderson cottage, and the night takes a sudden turn. Allison is passionate and extremely interested in the supernatural. Dallas, who you got?
I got Auli'i Cravalho.
Oh,
Hey,
nice.
Yes, because she is a fantastic actress and she's not too far removed from being a teenager age-wise. She also seems super friendly, and I think that's important to have. And
Soundtrack about to be fire.
yes, I also wrote down in my notes, this is where I start stacking my soundtrack because that girl can sing. And at some point, I don't know why she would sing in this movie, but I'm just going to, maybe like at the party, she'll be doing karaoke or something. But yeah, she's great. I want to see her more. I've seen her in like one thing outside of Moana.
She is a Netflix movie, but it doesn't seem like your type of thing. And she's been doing a lot of online plays, but those also don't seem like your thing.
Yes, I probably just won't be seeing them. But that's good for her. I'm glad she's out here thriving. Moving on, Colin, what 30-year-old did you cast for Allison?
Jesus.
Hold on. Now I want to see how old she is before I say, because you're just gonna say some shit. So let's see. How old are you? She is 23.
Okay.
All right. See?
It's like your
Not
sweet
bad.
spot, 23.
And the last thing I saw her in was her playing a teenager. So I'm going to go with it. Anyway, my, whatever the fuck her name is, Allison, that's her name.
Wow.
I watched half this movie. My Allison is Shannon Purser because I've seen her play a teenager and I like the way she does it.
Who was that? Where she played a teenager at?
She was in Stranger Things. She was Barb. And then she was
Barb.
in Riverdale as some girl. I don't remember her name.
I thought that was who you were talking about. I couldn't be too certain, but I was like, that sounds like the girl who plays Barb.
Isn't she Sierra Burgess?
Yes,
Sierra
that's
Burgess.
also her.
She's also in Room 104.
She plays
I don't
Ethel.
know what that is, but okay.
That's her name
That's
on
her
Riverdale.
name. Right, yes. Dark times. Anyway, she's great.
Were they? We had a fun time watching Riverdale because it was just that crazy.
We did, but it's one of those things where, like, I understand that you don't have to get something out of everything you do, but that was one of those things where it's like, really, I watch it and I'm not getting anything out of it. Like, I'm laughing in the moment, but is it worth it? I don't know.
I don't know. It's really fun to tell people the story about me and you just like binge watching, like, how many episodes do we watch? We watched like 4 or 5 one night. And with every episode, the commentary from us just got funnier and funnier because the show just got more and more ridiculous.
Anyway, that's me. To me, who you got for Allison?
Cool. So first up, I want to give an honorary mention to China Anne McClain because I definitely thought about it and I have been for like the last 24 hours, but I just decided against it. But she would be great for this too.
Remind me who she is. Is she in Black Lightning?
Yeah, she is. She's the younger
Hey.
sister. She's also in Descendants as Uma.
Right.
She's dope. Also, the soundtrack would still slap. But I went with Danielle Rose Russell, most well known for the originals or Legacies, probably Legacies. She was also had a supporting role in Wonder, which starred Jacob Tremblay and Julia Roberts. She's been in a couple of other things, but Legacies is where she plays the main character, if anything. I love her on that show. She plays a witch on that show, sort of, kind of. She's a tribrid, but yeah, she's a witch.
She's a what?
A tribrid.
A tribrid.
Her mother was a werewolf, her father was a vampire, and her grandmother is a witch.
Are those? Yep.
Her grandmother was a witch.
She was a witch.
And what was her daughter?
A witch. She's actually,
Jesus Christ.
well, one of them's a witch, one of them's a vampire. Anyway, yeah, so she's a really talented young actress. In fact, happy birthday to her. She like turned 22, I think, on Halloween.
Nice. Happy birthday.
Yeah, she still looks young enough to play a teenager considering she's still playing a high schooler on Legacies. I don't know if they've just forgotten that her character is supposed to be like 18 or 19 now, but it's fine. She's still playing a high schooler. And I figured I would just keep the rich white girl trope going with Allison, mainly because, and the reason why I decided to just stick with Danielle Rose Russell was there is a line where Allison does the salt circle around her. And after she does it, one of the witches calls her a clever little white witch.
Oh, yeah. That was an interesting one.
But they call her that because it means that she's a quote unquote good witch.
Right, because they're like, because black is bad.
Yeah. So I figured, oh look, let's add some layers to this joke, shall we? Because we'll get into my Sanderson sisters later.
I really hope everyone in your movie is not white except her.
Yeah, Danielle Rose Russell. That is my choice for Allison. I love her. She's great. and I would be really interested in seeing her play this character because her character Hope on Legacies is she cares about people, but she's not the nicest person in the world. But Allison is really nice, but she's also really quick-witted and really sharp. And I think that that is what she shares with the character of Hope on Legacies. So I think Danielle would do a really good job with that.
Nice.
But anyway, our next character on this list is Thackery Binx. Binx, a boy cursed to be an immortal cat since the 1600s. Binx was protecting the black flame candle until Max came along and awakened the sisters. Now he has to help Max, Dani, and Allison get through the night. Dallas, who you got?
I
By the
want to.
way, I think we're only casting for the voice, for the record.
Well, why? He
Why?
appears
He's
in the
I
in.
movie.
mean, I mean,
He
yeah,
has a
but I
face.
mean, to be fair, the character of Binx, that actor speaking is not the actor on screen.
That's true. I mean, I always thought that was weird. So my Thackeray, sorry, I was going to say a normal name. My Thackeray is the voice and the body.
Who'd you
Because
choose?
I chose. Well, first off, I just want to pose a question to the audience and you guys, if you want to answer in the comments. Let me know what name is worse, Thackeray or Breaker. All right, going
Thackeray.
forward.
Because Breaker is just a word, right? Thackeray feels like you're trying to say Zachary, but you have a lisp. But then you say no, that's just his name. And I'm like, well, no, it isn't. That's not a name. You got so close to a name, and then you were like, nah.
I'm just thinking about Wolfgang and his family. They sound like
They'd have a Thackeray.
Jaegers from Pacific Rim,
Oh my
like freaking
god.
Wolfgang Breaker.
I want to say Breaker is in one of the Jaeger names, at
Of course
least
it is.
in one of the two movies. But anyway,
But moving on, my Thackeray in voice and physical appearance is J.D. McCrary, most
I
well
know
known
that name, but I
probably
don't know what I know it from.
from
Young Simba.
yes, young Simba in the new Lion King. Because
That's why I don't know that name, because I never saw the child.
yeah, I was saying he has experience doing voice work as a cat in a Disney remake,
That
and
wow.
I
Yeah,
enjoyed that. He
you
did it
really
well.
nailed that.
Why not try it again? Also, I'm still stacking my soundtrack,
Okay,
stacking
but
my movie
like,
with people who can sing.
so here's a question then.
Mm-hmm,
Because if you cast him to do this, right, at what point are you typecasting? Like, how many roles do you have to be in
I
that
feel
are
like once you do
similar
it 3
before
times,
type-
it's a typecast.
Okay,
Once
cool,
it's 3
cool, cool.
times.
Yes,
So he
another.
can get it the second time.
Yeah, so once I get him to play Oliver in our Oliver and Company Fancast, that's
Or any
not
of the
really scheduled.
Aristocats, then like,
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, we should do that so we can make it not racist.
I was about to say, don't convince me to do an Aristocats fan cast.
We can fix it.
Okay, I'm gonna have a stipulation though.
The
Mhm.
Aristocast?
If we're
Ooh,
doing
I like
the
that.
Aristocats, we gotta have Gabby in that one.
You know what, Colin?
Mhm.
I am so glad you said that because I have a fun fact here in my notes.
Uh-huh.
It's a trivia question. Guess who played Thackeray's voice in the original Hocus Pocus? There's a hint
no.
before you answer. There's
Oh
a hint.
no.
There's a hint. There's a
Oh,
hint. There's a
no.
hint. He has played a cat before,
Oh,
but that
no.
time Gabby was immensely
No.
attracted to the cat.
Oh,
I believe his name is
no.
Jason Marsden, isn't it?
Bing, bing, bing. You are correct. His name is Jason Marsden, a.k.a. Ooh, Kovu.
Yes.
Oh, man. I wish Gabby was here. I put that in the notes mostly for her. Gabby, if you're listening, I don't know what to say.
She can't rebut it now. It's too late.
No, it's
yeah.
This is why we need that soundbite of Gabby saying "I am not a furry," so we can just put it in moments like this.
I'll find it and put it in there.
I am not a furry, guys. I'm not a furry. It's not a thing.
Okay, so
Stop trying to
my
make
new-
our audience think I'm a furry.
Thank you. But shout out Jason Marsden. First of all, he's like one of my favorite voice actors, and he's amazing. And I think it's weird that he didn't play the physical Thackeray because he was a teenager when this movie came out. But he's got a great voice, and so does J.D. McCrary. Going back to this, because he can sing, he can be a cat, he can be a teenager, and he's black, and I like black people. Colin,
What's up,
who's your Thackeray?
Thackeray? It's just you're trying. Like, okay, you have a lisp and you can't say Zachary. That's fine. But
My
also,
God.
if that's the case, Don't name your child Thackery Binx.
That's
That's
a
two
rough
of
one.
them. There's the beginning and the end. There's no escape.
You're putting this headcanon in there like that's actually the situation. They don't have a list. They just have a dumb
Obviously, it is the situation.
name. All right.
Somebody, the
Colin,
first
who did you
person to think of the
cast?
name had a lisp, and then
Colin.
it was like, oh, I guess that's the name now.
Colin, who did you
It's a
choose?
stupid name to me. Anyway, I figured pick somebody who has experience shape shifting or being an animal or whatever the fuck. Point is, I picked Tyler Posey.
All right.
Hey, I think
I
he's
can hear his
actually
voice
like
doing
30.
He's
No, yeah,
getting
he
there.
absolutely is. He's
But
our
also,
age.
I figured it
Something like
didn't
that.
really matter how old Thackeray was.
Wait, time out. Are you doing the thing where he's just the voice, or are you gonna have this 30-year-old man be the teenager in the beginning of the
He
movie?
could also be the teenager. I don't really care. Like,
Are we pretending like Tyler Posey doesn't have a baby face anyway? Like, who cares?
I mean, he was playing a teenager until what, like 3-4 years ago?
I think like 3 years ago, which is weird because like,
Yeah, until 3 years ago.
how are you gonna be playing a high schooler for like 8 years? That's twice as
that's
long
what
as high school
happens.
is. The only person who should do that is Bianca Lawson.
I mean, dear God, Bianca Lawson's been playing a teenager for like the last 20 years.
Which is crazy because she was in Teen Wolf, and that's the only thing when she wasn't playing a teenager because she was
Exactly. She was
counselor. But
actually
like, yo,
working
you
at
look
the
younger
school.
than all these kids.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think she was playing a teenager at the same time, though, on a different show, on Pretty Little Liars.
I wouldn't put it past her.
Wouldn't at all. But yeah, Tyler Posey.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, he's great. I love him, and I think his voice would work really well for the character.
Yeah. Plus, he's done animal-like things with Teen Wolf before, so
Oh my gosh,
he could be a cat.
He's done
Am I
animal-like
wrong?
things. It's the way that you said it.
Well, I don't know what else to call it. Anyway,
All right. Following Colin's lead and picking an actor who was definitely older than a teenager, I chose Zac Efron.
oh, okay, yeah.
Mainly because I felt like his voice just fit the type of voice that Thackeray has.
I could definitely see that.
Yeah, like something about it. I could hear Zac Efron being this cat leading you through this journey, because like there is almost like a voice type that Thackeray has. Like he can't be too deep and it can't be too high, and it's got to be like kind of cool, And I think Zac Efron does that really well. But also, he just starred in an animated movie, Scoob, so he's got voice work experience now. He can do that. Also, if you need him to play, he doesn't have to be a teenager, I guess. He could just be the older brother. Oh, no, he can't. He has to be the child, though. And we'll find out in a second why. I think Zac Efron would make a perfectly good voice for Thackeray, and he would do it really well. Also, with the way that we've got CGI nowadays, just throw his High School Musical face on there and it'll be fine.
That sounds scary.
You know what? Deep fakes exist now, and as much as those scare me at this point, the technology exists.
If you're gonna do it, you gotta like make it weirdly smooth. Like I don't remember the actor's name.
No,
But
no,
you know
no.
what I'm talking about.
No,
What's his name
No.
from Star Wars?
no, we're not gonna do that.
I
was thinking of
but
Jeff
yeah, him.
Bridges from Tron.
Although the thing is, Tron, wow. No, but the thing is about Rogue One, even though it looked weird to you, it probably was because you knew it was CGI. I know people who didn't even know that actor was dead and thought that was actually him.
Huh. Well, then I guess they did their job.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is the litmus. If people can't tell,
that is the litmus. Also, Fast and Furious 7 did a really good job.
it can be done.
We have the technology.
Yes.
All right. The last characters on our list, the ones you guys have probably all been waiting for, the Sanderson sisters, Winifred, Mary, and Sarah, who are after the life essence of children to make them young and keep them alive. But they have until sunrise to get back their spell book and drain the children. Be careful, they'll put a spell on you.
Thank you for that marvelous introduction.
Dallas,
Ooh,
who
I
you
like
got?
that. Winifred. Okay, wait. Are we just giving all of them at the same time?
All of them at the same time. Go.
Okay. Winifred is Angela Bassett because we all know that Angela has that HNIC energy that Winifred needs. If you don't know what HNIC is, ask your black friends. Also, she's done American Horror Story, so I know she's used to the weird and spooky vibes.
Marie Laveau.
Did she play a witch on that?
Something like a witch or like a voodoo.
She did magic.
Yeah,
did
she's
magic.
played like
Cool,
one of
cool.
the most infamous witches of like all time.
Yeah. And she's just like Such a badass woman. Like, she a queen. Angela Bassett is a queen. She got to be the leader.
I
Moving
mean, we
on.
saw her play one, so
Exactly, the Queen Mother. And apparently she can't sing. It's like a thing, I guess. I was looking up, can Angela Bassett sing? And then people kept talking about, I don't want to get it wrong. Was it What's Love Got to Do with It? Yeah. And then I guess they're like, yeah, she didn't really sing in that movie. And I was like, oh, well, whatever. Everybody else can sing in my movie. I don't need her to sing. Moving on.
I mean, she kind of needs to sing, but all right.
Nah, she'll be fine. We're going to do what she did in that movie. We're going to lip sync it. And Sarah is Scarlett Johansson.
I don't know why that made me laugh, but yes, I can see it.
Yes, Sarah is the horny one, right?
Yes, she is.
Okay, cool.
She's Sarah, played by Sarah Jessica Parker.
Exactly. So a couple reasons. I wanted someone who could give off those lusty vibes that she was given.
Oh gosh.
And if you've seen Don John, you know that Scarlett can do that. But more importantly, I like her singing voice. Like
She's
the
great.
way that she sings "Trust in Me" in Jungle Book
Ooh,
is like,
that
for
song used to
me,
put me to sleep. It's a lullaby.
it's like a direct correlation to me for "Come Little Children" because it's kind of the same purpose. Like, I'm hypnotizing a child with my voice, and I have this kind of like gentle rasp that can hypnotize you. And I like Scarlett Johansson. She's a good actress. I know that my sisters don't match ethnically, but the good thing about that is if I say Sarah's black, Scarlett will still take the role.
Stop it.
Ooh,
Yeah.
he's
So,
not wrong.
all my Sanderson sisters are black. Moving on. Mary, the other sister, is Octavia Spencer.
Okay.
Okay.
The reason.
Also played a no. She didn't play a witch. She's in The Witches, but she's not a witch.
Oh, right. She's
Confusing.
in The Witches. There. I was thinking like she's in a witch movie. I think it'd be nice if Mary had some personality this time around.
I mean,
That's
she
good
does.
of
She's
you.
quirky.
Mm,
She's the quirky sister.
They're all quirky. The movie's quirky.
that's a word you could use.
The
So,
movie
like,
is quirky, but she
Not
is
like
the
she was just
quirkiest of them.
stupid.
That too.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like,
But so
when-
is Sarah. Sarah's the dumb one.
that's the thing. It's like they're both like dumb and quirky, except Sarah's trying to get pipe from everybody. So that just kind of leaves Mary to be silly and quirky in a movie that's already silly and quirky. But Octavia, she's a great actress. She got all the personality we need. And if anyone out there has seen the movie Ma that came out, I think last year, first off, my condolences. I feel your pain. That movie was trash, but you know what wasn't trash? Octavia Spencer. She was the good part about that movie. And that movie showed me that she can convincingly go after some dumbass teenagers. So she's Mary. Those are my canonically, narratively, diegetically black Sanderson sisters.
God, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Oh God. Colin. Who did
Okay,
you
so
choose?
what had happened was
Oh,
what
boy.
had happened was
I completely forgot that they were supposed to be related.
Oh, fun.
So
what?
this doesn't make any sense. Like I told you, I watched like 45 minutes of this movie over the weekend and decided
But
very
like
quickly
they are
it wasn't for me,
consistently
and then-
called the Sanderson
Yeah,
sisters.
but here's the thing, Demi. Here's the thing, right?
Consistently. Even for the first
Here-
45
no.
minutes.
You're not listening. Here is the thing. I don't care about this movie. I don't like this movie. So I wasn't going to think about this movie any more than I had to.
Time out.
God, you're awful.
Time out. Two
I
things.
know.
Two things. One, I really wish I had a counter for the amount of times the phrase "I don't care" was said in this podcast. And two,
Mostly
Colin,
by Colin.
yeah, Colin. I think you had like one or two earlier, but
Probably. Yeah.
Colin, the Fancast document that we have, it says
Mhm.
the Sanderson sisters on it.
Yeah.
So like when you, I assume you wrote these things down.
I assume you
Yes.
copied and pasted it.
You wrote it down underneath the Sanderson
Yes.
sisters. So even if you don't
Uh-huh.
care about the movie, you see it on the screen.
Sure, two of them were adopted and they're still whatever. I don't fucking care.
I mean,
Magic.
yeah, mine is ivory ass Scarlett Johansson, so I'm not gonna criticize you.
Well,
for
no,
saying
we've been
shit.
over that. That's fine.
That's right. Yeah, she's
Reading
black.
comprehension is your friend.
It's not that I can't comprehend what I'm reading, it's that I don't care.
He just didn't read it.
It's just didn't read the instructions written on the thing.
No.
Oh, man.
No. You're not. I read them. I understood them. I ignored them. Don't make this sound like I don't know what
You
I'm
said
reading.
you
I read 'em.
forgot. You said you forgot. It was
Did
written
I
on the
forget,
paper.
or did
so how
I?
you-
make myself
Listen,
forget. Like, I
Colin,
don't
just stop.
care.
Make up your mind, Colin. What did you do?
I think I forgot in the sense that like I let myself forget because it meant that I could spend less time trying to figure out, ooh, do these people look alike? Are they the same age? Blah blah blah. That takes forever. You know how
You
it
didn't
goes.
even have to
Colin.
do that. The actresses were 10 years
Oh.
apart each.
Colin,
Yeah, but like, you know,
who are your Sanderson acquaintances?
the Sanderson friends,
Friends.
the Sanderson sisters are Anne Hathaway's the whatever the fuck Winifred.
The main one? The leader?
Sure, yeah, her.
Okay.
Yeah. Mainly because I wanted her to not be as annoying as she is in the movie. And Anne Hathaway has never really annoyed me in anything she's done. Like, she's been weird. Like, I don't know what she was doing in Alice in Wonderland. I don't need her to be doing that. But, like, you know, she's cool. Also, now she's played a witch. Haven't seen that movie, but she's played a witch.
Right, she's the main
So
one in
sure.
Witches, right?
Yes, she is.
That works.
Mary is the not horny one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she's the quirky one, apparently.
So, my Mary is Leslie Jones. Because, you know, she's fun.
I feel
People
it.
like her.
She's
I don't know.
she's a funny woman.
She is a funny woman, and I also think, kind of like you said, you want a character with more personality. Leslie Jones has personality. Mary
And
was just kind of there.
since your Max is a grown ass man, it's nice to have Leslie because she looks like she could beat Max's ass. So it's a nice touch. Who's your horny one?
The horny one is Ali Wong.
Interesting choice.
Which, like,
Fascinating choice.
I think I've seen her in 30 minutes of a movie I didn't finish.
She was also in Birds of Prey.
Yeah, you saw her in Birds of Prey too.
Oh, who is she in that?
She's
She's the DA.
Yeah.
The DA's
Assistant DA.
right. Cool. Yeah, that works.
So I think I know the answer to this question is you don't care. But
Have
what
you not
was
seen her
the-
stand up?
No,
Oh, you should.
I don't
She's
watch
hilarious.
stand up like ever.
Oh,
I don't
she's-
like stand up very much.
She's hilarious. Sorry, Dallas, what were you saying?
I mean, yeah, we already know that the answer is probably Colin's apathy. But
What up, dude?
what was the reasoning behind that particular choice? Just I know this actress exists and I like her.
I know this actress exists, and I wanted diversity because everybody in this movie is white.
Gotcha.
So, plus I had already cast a few white people with Shannon Purser and Wolfgang Novogratz, so I was like, I want to do something.
All right. Demi.
Oh boy. All right. Well, so I have two choices. Well, I have two sets. The first one being Taraji P. Henson as Winifred, Octavia Spencer as Mary,
Nice.
and Janelle Monáe as Sarah.
Dope.
Because Twitter fan casted them as the Sanderson sisters years ago, which is why I went with that. And I thought it was a hysterical idea.
I feel like I've never seen Janelle Monáe be openly horny. Like, yeah, Make Me Feel is kind of horny, and Pink could have horniness to it, but Pink is less about being horny and more about, like, womanhood.
Nigga, have you ever seen Ali Wong be horny?
No, but I believe she could do it.
I believe Janelle Monáe could do
can't?
it. Wait,
I just feel
what are
like
you
Ali
saying?
Wong has done stand-up. I feel like stand-up always gets horny sooner or later.
Not
You are
necessarily. It
making some
depends on
leaps in logic here, sir.
Oh, absolutely.
someone who
Like
does
I
not
said, I
watch
don't watch
stand-up.
stand-up.
All right, just
Anyway.
let.
Well, the only like non-horny stand-up I can think of is John Mulaney, but that's because he looks like he's never had sex in his life.
But also, that's the only
He
stand-up
looks like
you've
he's
seen,
incapable
probably.
of having sex. No, not the only, but the only one I can think of.
All right.
The
I'm
only
going to
one that I can
continue.
slot out.
Yes,
Guys,
to me,
I'm
back
gonna
to you. I
keep
like
this
your choice,
question.
by the way, especially Mary.
Thank
'cause
you.
It's the same as mine.
Yeah. So I saw this on Twitter years ago, and the moment we said we were going to fan cast Hocus Pocus, I was like, oh, I definitely got to put that on my list. They're all fantastic. They were all great together in Hidden Figures, which is around the time that this fan cast, not our fan cast idea, but when, it was going around Twitter that the three of them should be recast into a Hocus Pocus reboot. A lot of people were talking about it.
Oh, I forgot that they did that together. That makes sense. They're set.
Yes, they are a
Dope.
set.
Cool.
They're already a set. But I also didn't want to be completely lazy, and I wanted to come up with my own choices as well. So my second set is Kerry Washington as Winifred, Wunmi Masaku as Mary, and Journey Smollett as Sarah. All three of them are wonderful actresses and singers. All three of them can sing very well. Journey and Wunmi were great as sisters on Lovecraft Country, so keep that vibe going. I would love to see Wunmi in a role that is less serious, because every role that I've ever seen her in, and I've seen her in 3 of them, have been
She's
very, very
really good
serious.
at being serious, though.
She is really good at being serious. I want to see if she can be really good at being funny.
All right,
I
fair.
have great faith in her that she has the comedic timing and the range to do it. I think she's fantastic with the drama, so I would love to see her do some comedy and see how that pans out. Journey also being a great singer, as we have seen in the past year because of Birds of Prey, which was the first time that she sang, and in Lovecraft Country as well.
You said it's the first time that she sang?
Yeah, she said that it was the first time that she sang for a role.
Oh.
She had never done singing for roles before. She had only ever acted, and so she was like, "Yeah, I sing in the shower, like most
Right.
other people in the world, but I've never actually sang." So,
Wow,
Birds of
nice.
Prey was the first time she did it, and she's really great at it.
She is.
So, yeah, let her be the sister who sings. Also, perhaps maybe possibly touch on colorism in society, with Journey playing Sarah and Sarah being the sister that everybody's always freaking attracted to. I can make a commentary on that in this movie.
I could too, because my Sarah's light skinned as well.
Yeah.
My Sarah's a light skinned sister.
Yeah.
Oh God,
We
I
can
want to watch Dallas's movie just because I want it to get made.
Oh my gosh.
I want to hear the discourse on that one.
It
Oh,
would
yeah.
go crazy. But yeah, also I discovered that Kerry Washington can sing really well, as a matter of fact, to the point where she was in the workshop for In the Heights.
Nice.
Yeah, so I was like, "Oh, cool. So she would make a really good Winifred then. I can have her do I Put a Spell on You." And it would be really great, but also Winmy and Journey already are great singers too, so they also could sing the song with her. I think I would arrange that more like the 25th anniversary performance that Dove Cameron, Sophia Carson, and Jordan Sparks did instead, where they kind of shared an equal amount of the song instead of just having one person sing lead and the other two sing backup. All 3 of them being able to sing gives me that capability. And last point, I really want more Black witches in media.
I feel you.
I think it would be interesting to really explore magic that has come from Black culture, like voodoo, for instance.
Yeah, I love seeing that more.
Yeah, getting to put that with these 3 Black witches, but also that meant that I really wanted to make Max and Danny Black because I didn't want these Black witches to be hunting down some white kids. Felt
Yeah,
like
the
that was
optics on that would not be great.
that's not a good look at all, and I didn't want that. So I was like, yeah, some Black kids, and then maybe going into Black magic would be really interesting, and it's a way to make the movie different, which is what you're looking to do when you're doing a remake, is to make it the same, but also you're looking for ways that you can build on it and make it different.
True. Diversify a little bit.
Yeah, but honorary mention to Emmy Raver Lampman because I did think of using her for Sarah.
That reminds me. Wait a minute. Amy River Lampman. Oh, Allison?
Yeah, no, yes, Allison.
Sorry, I got mixed up.
Yes, Allison from Umbrella Academy.
Oh, yeah, she's dope.
Because she's also a really good singer.
And she can sing. Yeah, she'd be great.
That was another one. My soundtrack would also include the trap version of I Put a Spell on You that Taj Recall made in his thing for Hocus Pocus that he never released a full version of. I want a full version. That would be on my soundtrack.
Oh, that sounds hilarious. A trap version.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
But also, that's the end of all the characters that we have on this list, though. I do have a bonus casting.
Me too. But before we get to that,
Yeah.
the alternate idea I had that I decided not to go with
Ooh.
because I was just being a nerd and I wanted to hear how hard Colin could sigh into his mic. Was that I was just going to pick the Schuyler sisters as the Sanderson sisters.
Why not?
Yeah, right. I was like, they're sisters. They don't look alike. It works. So what I'm at now. And they can all sing. And yeah, I was going to have Peggy be Sarah because, say no to this. She's already lusty.
Oof.
Oof, indeed.
All right. Who was your bonus casting choice?
The zombie, Billy Butcherson.
Yeah, so did I. Who did you pick? I figured that would be the one.
Yes, I picked Donald Glover because of course I did.
You found a way to put him in there.
Yeah. And reason A is all the reasons I always cast Donald Glover. And reason B is I want Zombies from Awaken My Love to play as he makes his first appearance on screen and in the credits because that would be the most appropriate thing ever. And that song slaps and I want it in the movie.
Okay.
Over to you.
My choice is Mahershala Ali.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, because that man is just a really, really good actor. Obviously, he's the character's a zombie, So he's got to be kind of slender and lean, I guess. And Mahershala fits that kind of body type. And even though Billy doesn't say anything, when he does get to say something, I feel like Mahershala would like destroy that line.
Oh yeah.
It didn't occur to me until after I'd already chosen him to play Billy Butcherson, but he also played Taraji P. Henson's love interest in Hidden Figures. So
Oh, we got all the connections. And one more connection for you. Both of our Billies have played Uncle Aaron in
hey,
Spider-Man. Yeah, we have the live action and the animated Uncle Aaron.
Uncle Aaron for the job, guys.
Uncle Aaron as Billy Butcherson. Make it happen.
Make it happen, Captain. Do you have a director and a writer for this?
I always do.
Okay.
I picked Jordan Peele because I wanted to make it as black as possible. And Jordan's specialties are horror and comedy. And I feel like this would be a good mix of those styles. I don't want it to be scary, obviously, but it's about witches trying to kill children. So it lends itself to like horror aspects. And I think often a lot of people forget that Jordan Peele is very funny because he's so good at horror in the movies. So now when people think of Jordan Peele, they think like Twilight Zone, Get Out, Us, oh, scary, Candyman. But it's like, he's really funny. Don't forget about Key and Peele. Don't forget about Keanu. Don't forget about everything else.
I can never forget about Key and Peele because it's the only thing of his that I can really watch outside of Get Out.
That's true. The man has range, and this would be a great way to see all that.
Nice. Obviously, this remake is probably never going to get made because they are currently in the midst of making a sequel.
That's true.
Developing a sequel, I know that Adam Shankman is signed on to direct. There is no word as to whether, I don't think there's word as to whether the original actresses are returning as the Sanderson sisters.
I thought they
Oh, wait.
But I
confirmed
think they
all
are.
Yeah, we
were.
just
I
gotta.
thought Bette Midler, I think, said they were all going to come back.
Yeah, I
just
think they
happened,
might
right?
have confirmed. Yeah, I think that
Yeah,
recently
like last
happened.
week or something, week or two.
Colin, are you excited for Hocus Pocus 2?
He didn't finish Hocus Pocus 1, so forget him.
Well, okay, I have finished it in the past. This time I did not finish it.
So is that a no?
So no.
Fair.
I watched it the night before Halloween, and I was very pleased with my life because I freaking love that movie. It's also one of the Halloween movies that I watch.
That makes sense. You can't really do horror movies.
No, so it's, Nightmare Before Christmas, Hocus Pocus, Halloween Town, Twitches, that type of stuff.
Twitches. Underrated
What
joke.
is the T in that for?
Twin
Twin.
witches.
Oh, okay. I've just always wondered.
I really liked that book when I was younger, the first one.
I forgot that was a book because I never read it.
They were not black, I will tell you that. Anyway,
It's probably why I never read it.
thank you guys for joining us.
Yes, thank you. Also, this thought just popped in my head and I don't want to lose it. Her sister was a witch is like a perfect tagline for Twitches because they're witches and they're twin sisters, and it's Tia and Tamara. And they're in sister. All right, moving on. Thank you, audience, for listening to all of that. Thank you, Brandon and Nadia, who suggested this idea to me. If you're keeping score at home, our last 2 Fancasts have been suggested by listeners. So talk to us because we listen to you. Also, thanks to Crown Digital, Brandon, and IO for putting us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Demi, thank you for editing, putting us on YouTube, actually having some enthusiasm for the movie because Colin straight up didn't care about any of this.
I mean, Colin never has enthusiasm for any of these fan casts, so let's be fair here.
Yeah,
You're
but
asking
like,
too much of him. You're asking far too much.
I mean, you're not. It's just, if there were fan casts that I cared about on this list,
you
I
took
would
them off.
care about them.
You took them off.
That is true. I did do that. So that is on me.
Yes.
I'll cop to that.
Okay, cool. But thank you, Colin, for showing up anyway.
I mean, if it helps, I have 3 different King Arthur fan casts.
I'm so ready
Oh.
for that.
I'm not going to do all 3 because I don't want us to be doing that all
But
night.
you should send me all 3 so that I can look at them.
That's fair.
If you want to talk to us about the end of spooky season, witches, twitches, tribrids,
Or whether or not it's actually Christmas season yet.
oh yeah, let's fight about that. You can find us on the medias. Twitter, y'all_different. Instagram and Tumblr, Creative Differences Podcast. Facebook, facebook.com/Creative Differences PC. If you want to talk to me about my Hocus Pocus fancast or something else that I'd be more interested in because I don't really like this movie that much either, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at A King Named Simba.
You can find me on Twitter at DuckMcGuck.
And you guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Dreamy Films. Dreamy is spelled DREEMI. Thanks again for joining us.
And
Here we go.
you can find Gabby on Twitter at Thackery.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
4 O's and an H.
I was gonna ask.
Yeah, glad to clarify that. It's been different. Bye.